Welcome back to Urban X TV. We have the Black Dot in the building.
Yes.
Usually we like to save some of our topics for the Thursday night podcast. You know, live 9 p.m. Eastern time. Quick plug. But some of these topics they just came across the wire, and we just felt like we had to.
And they require a more in-depth conversation.
Right.
So sometimes we just gotta pull out the cameras and kind of have an in-depth conversation so that the podcast is not taken up with so much information at one time.
Right.
So Malcolm has been poking the bear.
I mean, I felt like Dot has been getting soft lately. I don't know. I don't know.
So here we are. So what's our first topic that we're going to discuss?
First, let's talk about Colin Kaepernick settling with the NFL.
Yes.
Regarding the collusion case that he had against the NFL.
Yes.
And him, not being signed to teams because of his protest. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to know what you thought about that.
Well, we've had ongoing discussions about Colin Kaepernick,
right, and
not turning him into a model or hero so quick. Black people, we have a tendency, like I always say, we want to put so much hope and into other people because they represent something for us generally outside of ourselves.
Right.
So we're not active anymore. Like I said, I made a post today that we're not revolutionaries, we're reactionaries. So and that just means we just react to everything that's going on, and whatever's on Twitter or the timeline. Oh, that's what let's go after that, and then oh, that's what's popping, and it gives us an opportunity to sit at home and do nothing but provide digital energy to things as if we're active and we're being revolutionaries. That diminishes the term of what a revolutionary is. So my stand on Colin Kaepernick has always been, I don't understand what the fuck y'all talking about. You know what I'm saying? With him being some kind of hero, and he took he took a knee to stand for us. Well, that's an oxymoron to begin with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, his knee was to take a stand. He didn't take a stand for me. All right? Revolutionary mean before you did whatever you did, black young men were getting killed in the street.
Right.
After you took a kneel, or whatever the case may be, and brought all this attention to you, young black men are still getting killed in the fucking street. So what you did served no purpose except a selfish purpose, which was to bring light to you. I'm skipping ahead, but I gotta lay this out. I would have respected Colin Kaepernick more if it's a 16-game season, right? 8 games at home, 8 games on the road. If when he went on the road to Chicago, find the police department there that has the most cases of shooting unarmed black men, and take a knee there, bring TMZ with you, right? Because now what you're doing is you're taking a knee and you're talking to the people directly responsible, right? Then on your home games, you play in Oakland. Plenty of police departments out there that's probably fucking up. Take a knee, bring TMZ, and they'll be like, yo, damn, what's this all about? What you doing? Well, I'm taking a knee to protest, you know what I'm saying, young black men being shot down directly by the fuckers in this building.
Right.
When you take a knee at an NFL game, the very first question that I asked was, did the NFL shoot unarmed black teens? No, the NFL is an entertainment company. You can call it what you want to call it. Their job is people go to an NFL game or tune into their TV to be entertained. The national anthem is a part of that. By him taking a knee by himself, he was drawing attention to himself, and it was almost like he was using their platform and almost indirectly blaming them, you know what I'm saying, for this cause.
Right.
With that being said, in the beginning, because I'm very meticulous, in the beginning there was a singular cause, and that cause was to bring attention and awareness to unarmed black teens being gunned.
Black people.
Yeah, black people being gunned down by police officers. That was the singular cause. Then, as good as these devils are, they employed the age-old tactic of divide being two, split and conquer. What do you mean, Black Dot? Well, at the end of his journey, this shit became about collusion and him getting his job back, and no more about unarmed black teens being shot down. So I put up a post that said Kaepernick won. Now no more black people will be gunned down by police officers. And it rubbed people the wrong way because, nah, Doc, you don't understand No, I do understand what's going on. But I do know they cleverly divided the people, and now y'all all confused. And y'all considering this a victory.
Right. I was going to say that in the midst of the protest and him not being signed, everybody kind of just lost track of what he was protesting in the first place.
And how did that happen?
It happened when Fox News conservative outlets made it about disrespecting the troops, disrespecting the flag. And then once he didn't resign, once he wasn't resigned, then it became that they're not signing this black man for his stance instead of what the stance was about in the first place.
But that's the way they do it. That is a manipulative move. They tried everything. They said, no, this is about the flag, man. It's about the troops. They try to throw it off on the troops.
Right.
Then they try to throw it off on the police department. Right. These police officers are very honorable. And then they said, you know what? Okay, Trump got involved with that shit.
Which I think was planned.
Planned, right?
Yeah.
Bring attention to it. Then everybody started kneeling.
Right.
When everybody kneels, nobody is kneeling, right?
Right.
So then they tried all of this shit. And when all the smoke clears, the singular being one, cause no longer existed. Now we're poking out our chest. He won. But unarmed black teens, which was the original cause, is no longer the issue.
Right.
This is about his money. Now, I'm from the era when a revolutionary took on a cause. They knew that there would be consequences for that cause.
Right.
And they knew those consequences could be death, losing their job, you name it. And they felt that the cause was greater than themselves. That's the era I'm from when I speak about a revolutionary.
Right.
Today's revolutionary sign non-disclosure agreements and make $100 million. And I know what people are going to say, well, the money he got from Nike ain't have nothing to do with the NFL. Yes, it did. The only reason Nike signed him is because he played where? In the goddamn NFL. They didn't just see this nigga on the street and like his afro and go, you know what, would you like a $30 million deal?
Right.
No, right? So the money he got from Nike, he was good. And people are saying, well, he donates to causes. There are a lot of dead athletes who don't give a shit about nothing, who donate to causes every day.
Right.
It's a tax write-off, and some of them pat themselves on the shoulder. I donated to the boys club, and ain't got nothing to do with woke or revolutionary shit. In fact, I'm willing to bet more football players or athletes in general are asleep. But their agent might tell them, listen, this is a good cause to put your name to something. That don't make you a fucking revolutionary. There is something called cause and effect. Whatever cause you are fighting for, the effects of that, or the effects should be directly related to the cause. That's why we call it cause and effect. The effects of his cause was $100 million that had nothing to do with the original fucking cause. It had to do with him losing his job. Yeah. Right? So now we're fighting a non-disclosure agreement. Imagine the Black Panthers getting money from the police department and they asked Huey Newton, well, what happened? I can't talk about that.
So does that make him a sellout in your opinion?
It does. It does. And I would say this because we're in this age now where everybody's talking about, well, you don't have to be broke to be a revolutionary. Yeah. And I get that. But if the same people I'm fighting are the same people that are paying me, I have an issue with that. Now, if you made your money somewhere else and you choose to take on a cause that you feel is worthy of it, and you even know then, even though I made $100 million in investments, right, I could lose that because I'm fighting the machine for a cause that I feel in my heart I'm willing to die for. That's the age of revolutionary shit I come from. Malcolm and Martin and the Panthers and, you know what I'm saying, Eldridge Cleaver and so many of them, even my man Carlos, who held his fists up. His life was never the same.
Yeah, and the other dude as well.
Never the same.
Yeah.
Imagine they could have made a Nike deal back then for $20 million or $10 million for being revolutionaries.
Right.
So miss me with this nigga is some kind of revolutionary. And it's nothing against him personally. I don't know him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? His afro don't sit right with me. I'm from the 70s when a revolutionary afro stood up, this nigga shit be wavering in the wind, and to me that's a sign that this nigga ain't all there. That's just my humble opinion. All right? I'm just gonna throw that out there. So we have to get out of this shit where we keep giving these people these titles and aligning him with Muhammad Ali and all this old, nah, stop it. Stop it. He took a stand by taking a knee. No, I ain't having it. I ain't going for it. And he walks away with $100 million or estimated and I want to know what's in the non-disclosure agreement.
Oh, well, it's probably if he gets signed, he can't kneel. I guess he can't.
If he can't kneel,
right?
Then what does that say? This nigga just wanted a job. What does that say? This started about.
Right.
You got richer off the backs of unarmed kids who still getting shot. Your so-called platform. And I don't care unless you're gonna donate every dime of that money to organizations to help unarmed kids. Then I might go, oh, okay. The ends justify the means.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure he's trademarked that kneeling shit and his afro and all that shit. And this is the most revolutionary nigga that ain't never said shit. Right. I don't ever hear it. I don't even know what the fuck his voice sound like. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's new age revolutionary shit that this generation is into. My generation ain't buying none of that shit. I'm gonna keep it a buck. So we have become reactionaries. Yeah. So this is a part of the reactionary generation where, and people are fighting for, he won. He didn't win shit. What did he win? They paid him to go away because they want to get back to entertainment, which is what the NFL is about, whether you like it or not. When I sit down, I'm there to be entertained. That is it.
So what about the people who boycotted the NFL and I guess now that say if he gets his job back or go back to watching.
Now they feel comfortable going back to watching. They feel that they have done something. Even all of those people who were boycotting or repping or caping for Cap, but they were all down in Atlanta the whole weekend. Right. Every fucking rapper, every person who said they caped, but because they didn't go to the game, technically you were still in the midst, the energy was still being generated, you were still usurping the energy of the goddamn festivities.
Right. Robert Kraft, who was actually one of like the leading people, they say like in the actual collusion case, he has like a Meek Mill chain now.
Yeah.
Jay-Z.
Yeah, they rocking you niggas back to sleep because you are reactionaries. You're waiting, sitting home waiting for the next event to react to. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's filthy ridiculous because you sitting there going, really? Really? You know what I mean? So Robert Kraft, they all and collusion is a case you can't prove.
Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that Urban X where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms.
I know it seemed like the NFL backed off and they didn't want to go to court because every black man and woman in this country has been fucking colluded against at every job you can think about. Am I lying? Our whole life is about collusion. You're not hiring us because this and that. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Right? I don't think he ever wanted his job back. And then I see with the AFF,
right?
I'm hearing he got with them and charged them $20 million.
Yeah.
or some shit like that to come play in their league. What part of the game is that? What revolutionary part of the game is that? You can say I'm from an old school where revolutionaries died on a fucking sword. Muhammad Ali, you know what he had to do to fight to get back his shit? You see what I'm saying? Come on, man. And Kaepernick is not that great of a fucking quarterback. It's not like he's gonna come and singly lead a team. I doubt it, very seriously. He was good, but he wasn't that fucking good. You know what I mean? So revolutionaries, it's giving revolutionaries a bad name. They're turning over. Yeah. It's an overused, oversaturated word. So I'm creating the word reactionaries now, because that's all your niggas do is react to shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I have nothing personal against Kaepernick. I don't fucking know him, but he didn't do nothing. My life did not get better when I hear Rosa Parks, right? Because I got to tell a story to my grandkids. Granddad. Well, what Rosa Parks did? Yeah, son, grandson, she didn't go to the back of the bus, and as a result, we now can sit anywhere we want. Wow, Granddad, she sounded like a hero. Well, what Dr. King do? Dr. King, well, he was water hose, put in jail, but we got the right to sit in all these restaurants. Wow, Granddad, that sounds like another hero. What Kaepernick do? Well, black kids were being shot down and gunned down. And what did he do, Granddad? He took a knee at a football game. Okay, he took a knee. All right. And then what happened? And after? More black kids was getting gunned down. I mean, how the fuck do I explain this? And they must have shot him, right? Because he was dangerous. No, he got a $30 million deal with Nike. Well, wait. What? And then he fought them for his job back. Wait a minute. He wanted to go back to work after he did it, and then they didn't let him in. He got $80 million. Wow, Granddad.
And he still might get his job back.
And he still might get his job back. He might get his job back. I'm confused, Granddad. How do I explain that shit to my grandson and put him on the list? There's Malcolm, there's Marcus Garvey, there's Noble Drew Ali, Kaepernick. How the fuck do I do that? With a straight face, right? I could put Ali up there, Bill Russell up there. I could put Jim Brown up there. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the greatest player of all. Let's be clear. This nigga won 3 championships in high school, 4 championships in college, 6 championships in the pros, 6-time league MVP, and was the goddamn all-time leading scorer. This is the greatest basketball player ever to walk the earth. Don't at me on that shit. Forget the flash of Michael Jordan and the promotion and propaganda that went behind Jordan. I'm talking about sheer, from the minute this nigga walked on the basketball court, the greatest of all time. But when he changed his name from Lou Alcindor to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they tried to erase him from the history books. Am I lying? So his life ain't been the same. He may not be suffering financially, but they don't talk about him. It's always LeBron and Michael and Magic. Kareem numbers say different, right? So all of these individuals I can put up there on that wall as a part of somebody who said something or did something that changed our lives. So now we're in an era where we're manufacturing revolutionaries. Something Irritated Genie said recently, I was watching him, and what he said was kind of deep. He said, remember Beast Mode?
Yeah. Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch, the year of the Super Bowl, right? Remember, every time he scored a touchdown, don't remember, he did this. He grabbed his dick to say, fuck America. Yeah. And then at the Super Bowl, the sit down, when they interviewing the players, he said, shout out to all my real Africans. And the nigga had on the red, black, and green medallions and shit. And he is actually one of them soldiers who be in the hood training dudes. That is a dangerous Malcolm X type black man, right? They get down to the 1-yard line, and a call must have came from upstairs and say, hold, wait a minute. If this nigga scored a touchdown, that's right, nigga. If this nigga scored a touchdown and we gotta interview him with his mindset, the first thing he was gonna do when he bust down one of them linebackers was toss the ball to the umpire and grab his dick. And then we gotta interview him, so they put a call in and they said, no. Let's run another play. and they ran the other play and the shit backfired. And everybody in the world, everybody knew. People who didn't watch football knew they need to give the ball to this dude at the 1 yard line. It's no way he's not going to get in, right? So he made a point, which was very interesting, that they got rid of him and replaced him with their own figure, which is Colin Kaepernick, who took a knee, very gentle. I never knew how that was gangster, ever. You know what I'm saying? In front of the slave masters, you know what we had to do? We had to take a fucking knee in their presence. And here we are again in front of the slave masters, because football, come on, all of these owners are fucking basically slave masters. And you are the little toys, the little fucking army men that they brag about. That means nothing to them. They make their billions elsewhere. These are grown-ass men, and this is a kid's game for them, right? And you're taking a knee. A fucking knee, who was given to you by a white man who told you to do that shit in the first place. Right? Let's not forget all of that shit. I don't know who his mother and father is, but I know his mother got rid of his ass because his father was black. That's the story I'm hearing. She was ashamed. So this nigga might just have a personal thing to, you know what I'm saying, get back at his mother. He's confused, probably adopted by 2 white parents. Right? He looked Arab to me, right? His afro, I told you, don't really sit right in the wind and shit. Or when you put all that shit in the gumbo, and this is your king? Is this your king? Stop it, black people. This is 2019. We are 400 years removed off the record, because, you know, Elijah Muhammad gave us a different date. I'm willing to go with the Nation of Islam date of 1592, or whatever the case may be. But we are 400 years removed from Jamestown, Virginia, and we're still falling for the same shit. We still living vicariously through individuals, because this social media shit, brothers and sisters, have fucked us up. Get off of social media. I know I sound hypocritical when I say that. I do not reside in social media. I come on in and out from time to time because I need my life to have more ground and substance and value in real shit. But I'm also, you have to be swift and changeable and to be able to adjust and adapt to your environment, or you get left behind. So you should understand the principles of social media. You should be able to interact and come in and out, but don't make that shit your life, because now with a flip of a switch, or they can put a post up and the revolutionaries turn into the reactionaries. Nobody's on the street no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say nobody. There's many brothers who are still got their boots on the ground, but our people have become very comfortable sitting at the computer reacting to shit. Any questions with that?
Nah, I mean, I felt like that sums everything up, because I was even during the actual protest with Kaepernick, right? We were going to boycott, and people were going in on other players who didn't choose to boycott with them. And I was saying, like just breaking it down, like the NFL career, average NFL career is like 3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years.
And if you work your whole life to that point, you have a family to feed.
Not to sound Harveyism. That's not what we're talking about.
That's not what we're talking about. We have a family to feed. And this protest, like we said, is nothing tangible on the line for this protest.
Absolutely nothing. If you trying to collapse the NFL, which hires more black people than anybody else, I still don't get that point, unless the NFL was directly involved with killing black teams.
Right, like if
that's the case, yeah, and y'all want to... The NFL is an entertainment company.
Like if they were protesting, like if Colin Kaepernick protested, like the fact that NFL was hiding like concussion results.
Right, I'm with that. Or hiding the fact that you weren't hiring, giving fair black coaches an opportunity to coach in the league. Or upper management is only 1% of black people. I'm protesting that. That shit is that's like me promoting or protesting domestic violence at a fucking museum. And they're going like, dude, what the fuck are you doing here? And the museum had nothing to do with your fucking cause.
And if you're a worker and you like exactly,
you're the fucking headache. Just think about this shit.
Like if you was like you said, if you were working at a museum and you're protesting domestic violence and they say, yo, you're fired.
Right.
Because the people who come to the museum
are here to enjoy the artifacts, not be distracted by your personal agenda.
Right.
Colin Kaepernick had a personal agenda to do what he did. Really?
Right.
You know what I mean? And like I said, he would have been better off going to every police department on the road, take TMZ with you, and say, well, this police department has the highest rate of complaints from the community. I'm taking a knee here.
Right.
I'd have been like, that's some gangster shit.
Right.
And then if you get fired for that, then you be like, what?
Then you have more of a
you got more of a fucking case.
Yeah.
Because you fired me on my day off.
Right.
You cracked me.
Yeah.
How you gonna get fired on your day off? You cracked me. I got fired on my day off. No, that's not what you did. So it didn't make sense, and nobody complains why that shit ain't going on in the NBA because they've had that policy in place since the 80s. Well, since Mahmoud Rauf started doing this shit and praising Allah, it was like, no. There is no kneeling. And David Stern just recently made a comment.
Yep.
And I forget what the comment was.
It was basically...
He said he would have suspended his ass. He would have suspended Colin Kaepernick. Right?
Right.
This is a Jew, another Jew. But he said, now we don't fuck around like that. We give our players, let the niggas rebel and rouse all they want, but get out there when it's entertainment time, handle your business. Right?
Right.
That's it. So, you know, and again, there was people online basically throwing shots like, you don't get the point. No, a point is something singular. It's one.
Right.
I got the point. You motherfuckers got confused when the shit split into alternate, ulterior motives. I stayed on the point, which was young black men and women or whatever being gunned the fuck down.
Yeah, it seems like people are basically running around with blindfolds on, like they don't know which direction it's happening from.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
absolutely, and like I said, they did it subtly because it
was brilliant.
It was brilliant.
We
gonna all take a knee now.
Yeah.
We gonna stay in the locker room. That didn't work. Trump's involved. He said this. Then this shit. Everyone is confused. And the original calls, I ain't hear people speak about that shit in a year.
Right.
So with that being said, brothers and sisters, don't be confused. Stop turning these people into heroes. The heroes are the people in your life every single day who make an impact in your life that you can feel, that you can touch, that have a direct effect on your life. Because when you live vicariously through other people, you die when they die. And their cause, and he's a fucking sellout. He took the money, and now he can't even speak about him taking the money. And that's your king? That's your king? I'm done. Peace.
Peace.
Subscribe.